The week of qualification matches for the Euro 96 has already got underway, with Portugal taking on Austria in Lisbon in the Alvalade Stadium, which is the home of Sporting. Plenty of Lisbon-based players in the Portuguese lineup, and for Austria they included Otto Konrad, the controversial Salzburg keeper, who comes in for Franz Wolfhardt, himself suspended after an incident with a referee in a recent league game. Well, Portugal in their green shorts and red shirts not surprisingly made the fast start, playing from right to left in the first 45 minutes, and Austria's chances were limited. Pinto here setting up Oceano to put in a cross from the right, which created the first real chance of the game. But unfortunately for Portugal, Pinto couldn't finish it off. Again, Austria were forced to defend in numbers, and Herbert Prosaska's side had really come here looking to try and salvage some form of a point after a really disappointing start to the qualification, which included a home defeat in their last game by Northern Ireland. Meanwhile, Portugal have won their first two games, and particularly impressive when getting a result in Belfast. They knew that if they could beat Austria, they'd be setting themselves up for one of the two possible places in qualification from this group. Well, certainly it was always going to be a tight and interesting game, and the first controversial incident came when Portugal were avoided a penalty. This is Pinto. Now, Polster and Schotter went in. The referee from Denmark, Peter Michelson, deciding it was Polster's foul and giving the opportunity to Oceano. So Otto Konrad, the Austrian keeper, who himself has been very much the figure of controversy already this season with the now infamous incident in Milan, forced to try and save a penalty kick as Oceano stepped up. Konrad was well beaten, but so was Oceano as he drove his shot powerfully against the crossbar. The keeper had gone the wrong way, the goal was open, and Oceano's spot kick would have given Portugal the lead. But all credit to the Portuguese side for continuing to press forward. Really, this was a very disappointing display from the Austrians, and Antonio Oliveira must have been delighted with the precise finish of Figo after a great through ball by Pinto. This was a great goal, make no mistake about it. He kept his cool and his nerve. Konrad had very little chance with a quality finish that sent the 40,000 who'd come out to cheer on their locals and national heroes delighted, of course. It was a wonderful move, this. Pinto to Figo, 3 strides. Konrad no chance. 1-0 Portugal after 37 minutes. Well, the only disappointing thing from a Portuguese point of view is that they didn't really go on from this and create more opportunities and more goals. In the end, they were reduced to just the one, and the game was slightly tainted by a sending off. And really, when you see it again, there was no doubt that he had to go. Peter Stoja for the second bookable offence. Really little he could do to complain here on Paulo Sousa. We do get a very tight replay. You can see it was a deliberate kick after the ball had gone. He might have complained, but I'm sure when he sees this again, watch him closely. Number 10 coming in. Well, there's no need for that, and he had to be booked. He'd already had a yellow card, so the red immediately followed. And so Portugal had done enough to beat Austria, even though that there were one or two nervy moments towards the end. The Austrians very rarely looked like they'd get anything from this match, and so Portugal make it 3 out of 3. And for both Irish managers, who of course have other things on their mind when the two sides from Ireland clash in Belfast on Wednesday, this was a result they didn't want to see. Portugal 1, Austria 0. Well, there's the weekend programme. Northern Ireland against Era, and that's the one of the results this weekend. Here's the goals from Ukraine against Estonia. Kiev, the venue, 29 minutes gone, and Sergei Konovalov here with a brilliant individual weaving goal and a fantastic finish in freezing conditions. And the cameramen braved the action, and the second goal coming right on half-time. Litovakos' cross, and Uramakis with an own goal, turning it behind his keeper. One further goal to come, and it came 14 minutes from time. Timilav Gurselov finishing decisively. It's cold for both teams, but Ukraine got their first win of the group. Estonia's chance to qualify.